it's Anna Runyon here, and we are doing a special podcast recording today. I'm actually recording episodes today for September, and I wanted to stream it live to you guys in the Classy Career Girl Network because you guys get all the behind the scenes of what's happening on the podcast. So I love to stream them live into you. So if you have any questions while I'm going, like feel free to post in the comments. I will check it at the end, but otherwise I am just going to pretend that I am recording a podcast, giving you guys a sneak peek, and letting you ask questions so you can kind of see how I do it. So basically I have my notes all ready to go behind the scenes. I had some ideas out. I got some ideas out yesterday about this topic. We picked this topic. I had to say behind the scenes, we picked this topic because I'm working with Ashley Clayton. Shout out to Ashley, who is helping me with SEO. And so what we did to come up with some ideas of content is she helped me put together some keywords that are going to work really well for SEO. And from there, then I got ideas of what I could do blogs about. And then from there, I was like, I want to do a podcast on this. I want to actually talk about this topic. So that's where behind the scenes this topic came from and how we put together and brainstorm ideas for our website and our podcast. And a lot of it starts from there. So then I get on live and then I actually hit record and we start recording the podcast. So that is what I do. That is the process. And then once this is done, we will put it up on Libsyn and it'll go into iTunes and then it'll be published. This one's probably not going to be published till end of September. So that way you can kind of see a lot of this stuff, of course, we're doing in advance so that we can get ahead. And then I'll have all of my content for my podcast done today because I don't want to think about it again. And then all of September will be done and ready to be published. And it'll actually be scheduled before the month even starts. So in September, I won't even have to think about September's content. I'll actually be moving on to planning October's content in September. So I'm always ahead of the game, never trying to do things in advance. Okay, so it looks like everything is working. So I am going to start the podcast now. So here we go. So welcome everyone to the Classy Career Girl podcast. Today we are talking about all things planning because we are coming into the fall, which is my favorite season because we get to start talking about annual planning. I am already behind the scenes working on our big 2023 annual planning workshop that is coming up the end of September. So I am super excited about that. If you want to get on the wait list for that, you can go to www.classycareergirl.com/planning waitlist. Our 2023 annual planning workshop is going to be bigger and better than ever before. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be intimate. I'm going to help you complete your annual plan for 2023. So I'm super excited about that. But let's talk about what we're here to talk about today. So today we are talking about where you want to be next year and can a planner help you get there? So today on this episode, we're going to go over the purpose of planners. We're going to go over the different types of planners, who needs to use a planner. We're going to go over the times that planners will not work and how to use planners more effectively. I'm also going to go over some behind the scenes of how I use my planner. It's right here. I have it ready to go and the type of planner that I love most. So can a planner help you get there? Let's just talk about planning in general. Let's talk about, why I'm such a big fan of planning. So there are a lot of planners out there. There's a lot of different types, a lot of different options of planners that you can use. I used to go to Target every year and purchase a planner, multiple planners, and they would just be blank throughout the year because they just never really worked for me. And so what I realized is those planners that I would purchase on Target, they weren't the planner I need. I needed a planner that was going to combine my personal life and my business and my career and everything that was in my goals, everything that was happening in my life. I could not find one, so I created my own. So this planner, my Create Your Future planner, which is a physical planner and a digital planner, actually was created. I think this was back in about 2016 is when I created the first digital one. And a couple of years later, we created the physical one. But I have been using my own planner since then. And now over 35,000 people have also downloaded this planner on my website. So I think there's been a couple 90-day increments in there where I didn't use my planner. One was when I was pregnant last year. And those were just not good quarters. Like if I'm not using my 90-day planner, it just is not a good quarter for me. So the reason I use a planner is because I just feel more grounded. I feel lost without it. It's always with me. I'm going on vacation next week. I'm bringing it with me. It's just that routine. It's that habit. I'm going to share with you some extras that I put in my planner that just helps me stay focused every day. So what is the purpose of planners? For me, the purpose of a planner is to create your dream life. It really is to create your dream life. The purpose of planners is to help you stay on track and stay focused to where you want to go, not just let time pass us by, right? It's also to write things down. I don't know about you, but I have a million ideas in my head and I need to get those ideas out. So we don't want to just have ideas stay in our head. That creates a lot of stress. And so we have to write them out. Otherwise, we're going to forget what we were going to do. And then the other reason to have the other purpose of a planner is to take control of your life and not just let life pass you by. So now is a really good time to start investigating how you can put this plan together to reevaluate where you want to go and where you want to be over this next year. I think planners are most important when you feel like there's just not enough time to get everything done, when you feel overwhelmed and stressed, when you have a lot going on, when you need one place to put everything that's in your head, and you feel like you need to implement some better habits. I don't know if you can hear, my kids are running around outside having fun. And also planners are most important when you feel like you aren't moving forward and making progress and you're missing important dates, tasks, or appointments. So all of those, if you resonated with any of those reasons or feelings that you're having right now, you definitely want to put a planning system into place. So what do I think? I think everyone needs a planner. So if you don't have a planner, I think you need one. I'm a huge fan of everyone having a planner, whether you're a business owner, a job searcher, a leader, a manager, an employee, an entrepreneur, whether you're adult, a kid, a retiree, a college student, like whatever you are, you need a planner. So let's go over the types of planners that you can use. There are appointment and calendar planners. So these types of planners are for you if you just want to remember your dentist appointment. Actually, I have one up tomorrow at 9 a.m. And that's the type of planner I would need if I just want to make sure I get to things on time and I remember my appointments. What I love, though, is goal planners. I love planners that help me put all of the actions together that I need to do to help me get to where I want to go. Because remember, this is about creating your dream life, right? Getting to my dentist at 9 a.m. is important for my teeth, but that's not going to create my dream life. So that's why I created my own planner, because I wanted a planner that's going to help me create my dream life. We also have digital planners or physical planners, right? So some people really like digital. They're like paperless. They don't want I have a few papers around my desk you can't see right now. But some people are paperless and they prefer just to do it online digitally. And then some people like me need the physical right in front of us. So every day we have that reminder that we need to write something down. So whatever works for you, there's no right or wrong. You just have to figure that out for yourself. So what can you use a planner for? You can use a planner for planning out your personal life events. So making sure that you remember things in your personal life. We're preparing for a trip right now. So I have a lot of to-dos that I've written down in my planner for my personal life. Whether it's like birthday presents or whether there's snacks for our road trip that we're going to have, or remembering to get my kids' school supplies, all of those things go into my planner on the personal life section. You can also use a planner for business goals. I do this all the time, writing down my big business goals, whether it's a revenue goal, whether it's a number of people that I want to serve and help, whether it's a certain number of social media followers that I want, or some sort of like routine or habit that I'm doing, like reaching out for getting podcast interviews or being on PR or media. We all have these goals, right, that we're working on. So I definitely use a planner to write down my business goals. I write down my habits as well. So that's one thing that I'm working on is like putting habits into my daily routine. So I'm doing things on a daily basis, because remember, those 15 minutes really do add up, and can help you reach your goals and your dreams. You can also use a planner for writing down things you're thankful for, and some of your successes, some of your wins as well. So sometimes we forget to celebrate successes and wins. So our planner, Create Your Future Planner, has a section at the end where we can celebrate our wins. And then also gratitude. Every day in my planner, we have a daily planning page, and I write down what I'm grateful for. I haven't actually done that today, but I try and do that as part of my morning routine. Just writing, the process of just like writing one thing you're grateful for helps remind you that there's so much to be grateful for. And so that just starts my day off well. And so that's why I love having that physical planner, so that I'm ready to do that. And we also have our daily planning pages as well. Like if you just want the daily planning page that has that section with the gratitude, you can download that for free at classycareer.com/to-do list. And that's like our daily to-do list. This planner has, all the things in it. You can also use a planner to journal. So I am a big fan of journaling. I usually have notes all over the place. I'm always writing sticky notes down. And so what I love in our planner, the way I designed it, is I put 3 pages after every week. So every week, that means I have 3 blank pages to write my notes down. So I can kind of like document like what I'm learning each week, and growing, because I'm listening to podcasts. I'm always like having ideas and learning something every week. So it just gives me one place that I can jot down my notes, that's going to help me, rather than being like, where did I write that note down? Where did I write that note down? And I love that too, because a part of the journey is kind of seeing how you grow and the things that you're learning throughout every quarter that you have them as well. You can use a planner for brainstorming. So those pages in my journal I use for brainstorming. You can use a planner for creating your vision of where you want to go. Some planners, including ours, have like a vision journal where you can kind of like write down, what you want to create in the future, why you want to create it, what your life is going to look like in the future. And I kind of take that and then I create a vision board after that too. So that's something that you can do. A planner also is a great place to help you look back and celebrate your success. So our planners have sheets in the beginning that helps you kind of like look back at the last 90 days, asks you some questions about what worked and what didn't work. So that puts you in that right mind space to start planning your next 90 days. And then at the end of the planner, we have a success page, and that helps you just kind of celebrate all those wins, because sometimes we forget big wins, small wins, like celebrate them, life wins, personal wins, business wins, right? You can also use a planner to help you put actions and tasks in the right timelines. One of the things we love doing in our planner is putting together our 90-day plans, putting together what we're going to do over the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and what those timelines are, what those actions are, what those tasks are we're going to do over the 90 days. So that's definitely a thing you can use a planner for. You can use a planner for schoolwork, to put in deadlines, to add objectives or tasks. For example, this is what we do inside of my coaching membership class. We tell our members like exactly what they should do every single week and every single month, and then they can put that into their monthly page of their planner as well. You can also use a planner to set priorities. This is really important, because it's really important, like when you wake up in the morning, you know what your priority is, you know what you should be working on, because as long as you're taking baby steps and moving forward and making progress, even if it's just like 15 minutes a day, if you're working on the priorities and the right things, you're going to move forward and make progress. And so using a planner, I use a planner to make my priorities every week, to make my priorities every day. So when I do get those small increments of time, like right now, I got this small increment of time, where my husband's watching the kids so that I could record this, right? I have a priority. I need to get this podcast episode recorded. This is my priority, my one action for the day, rather than feeling like I have 10 things to do and how am I ever going to complete it all, right? But instead, I wrote that in my planner last night. This is one thing I wanted to do when I could get 15 minutes. This is what I was going to do. That's how much I love you guys. Planner options. So there's different timelines planners can be broken into. We can have annual planners. So that's like planning out the whole year. We could have quarterly planners where you're planning out like between 30, 60, and 90 days. This is what our planner is, because we feel, planning out the whole year can sometimes be a little overwhelming and stressful. A year's a long time, but when we can just focus on the first 90 days, that's when we see our clients have so much progress. So we actually, I use 4 of these physical planners every year, because I do it every 90 days. I start off like a fresh slate. And that helps me make so much progress. I'm actually completing what I would do in a year, just in 90 days. There's also monthly planners. So you could find a planner that's just for the month. We have monthly pages inside of our planner because there's a lot that you can do in just 30 days. There's weekly planners and there's daily planners out there as well. So our 90-day planner is not an appointment calendar planner. It is a goal planner. So we have sections for quarterly planning, annual planning, weekly planning, daily planning, because we believe all of those things are really important when it comes to launching your dream career business and creating a career that supports the life that you really want. So as a mom, life, business, career, it all kind of goes together. I was changing a diaper 5 minutes before I recorded this, right? And so I need one place where my whole life is. So this planner, and everything I teach here, you don't need the physical planner. You can get the free digital one on our website. You guys know that at classycareergirl.com/free plan. But it's really a career and business goal planner. It combines your personal life with your business goals or your career goals. It helps you create habits. It helps you journal, and it helps remind you of your successes and then your daily gratitude as well. So what I have learned is that planning works best when you have a community that you're planning with, when you have an accountability partner. It is hard to do it all alone and stick with it. And that's why every year we have our planning workshops, and every 90 days inside of our class membership, we have our quarterly planning challenges as well, because you're going to move forward when you have that buddy, who's doing it with you. And you guys can speak the same language as well. And also planning works best when you know your why. There's going to be times over your quarter, over your year, when it's just tough and it's challenging. But if you know why you're doing it, then you're going to be able to push through those challenging times. I'm also often asked, what are some of the tools that you can use with your planner, like tech tools that you can use with your planner? And some that I have used in the past, I use it now actually every single day, every hour. I feel like I'm using Google Calendar. So what I do is I create the goals, I create the dreams, I create my vision, I create my 90-day plan and break it into 30, 60, 90 days. And then those actions that I need to take, those priorities, I put them into my Google Calendar. So I know what those priorities are throughout the week. I also use Google Docs. I have a ton of checklists on Google Docs that I use, a lot of systems in our business and in my personal life and in my business life as well to manage my team, where it's all checklist based. I could just go off the checklist so I don't have to think so much, right? Because it's hard to think a lot when you have a lot on your plate and you have to be making all these decisions. So I try not to make decisions about what needs to happen and use a lot of checklists in my career and business and personal life. The other thing that I have used in the past, I'm not actually using it right now because I just rely on Google checklists right now, but in the past I have used Asana. And so a lot of our clients do love using Asana. It's like a to-do list software. It's free, I think, as long as you have less than 10 people on your team. And that's a really good use of, if you like things digital, you can take your goals and your dreams and your tasks, and you can then put them on Asana. I still have a virtual assistant, but when we were using Asana, it was a really good way to communicate, set deadlines, and communicate about tasks rather than relying on email. So you can definitely check that out. You might really love that. And then the other thing I use is Toggl. And Toggl, TOGGL.com, to track my time. So I take my goals and my dreams and I write down, the tasks that I'm working on. But what I do is I time those tasks. And because, like you guys know, I have 3 kids and I have a very limited amount of time. So I got to make the time that I have count and be really efficient with the small breaks of time that I have. And so I track my time and I do time audits so that I can make sure that I'm doing the right things that's going to help me. And so sometimes there's better systems that I can create. Sometimes there's things I can stop doing and just ignore for a little bit and say no to. And then some things, of course, I can delegate because I have a team that I can delegate to as well. So I use Toggle to track the time and just to make sure I am focusing on those priorities that I set forth in my planner. Now, planners are not going to work for you. There's a couple of things here that you need to know. Planners, don't even bother using a planner or joining us for a workshop or doing any sort of planning if you don't actually know where you want to go. So this is really important. This is the first step that we teach in the workshop and in any type of planning process, is that you have to know your vision. You have to know where you want to go over the next 3 to 5 years. And if you don't know, that's our first part of our workshop. We'll tackle that with you. Come to our workshop because we can put together plans all day, but they're not going to work if they're taking you in the wrong direction. If you're creating a plan for something that you're not excited about, that's not ultimately going to get you to your ultimate goal, it's the wrong plan and it's not going to work. And sometimes we get so frustrated that our plans aren't working or our goals aren't working when really we're just creating goals and plans for the wrong things. I know this has happened to me. I thought I wanted to go somewhere else, but actually it was over here, not there. The other thing is your plan isn't going to work if you don't believe that you can get there. You can plan all day, but if you don't think your dream's actually going to work, it's not going to happen. You're going to face a lot of roadblocks and a lot of challenges. So we have to know where we want to go and we have to believe and have faith in ourselves. Like we can do it. You can do this plan. So as you're filling this out, your vision, as you're filling out your annual goals, start to think positively and start to realize when your mindset starts to think negatively. Like if you write down a goal and you're like, gosh, I could never do that. Notice that and change that thought. Actually, no, I can do this. I can do this. So if you're scared to move forward, you're not also going to let yourself move forward. You can write a plan, but if you have fear about it and if you're scared about it, you're not going to reach that goal. There's a lot of limiting beliefs. I could do a whole other episode about not feeling good enough, not being an expert enough, not having enough time. If you have these things, you can plan all day and your goal is not going to happen. You'll repeat the same planning process over and over again every 90 days. And if you don't change your mindset, you're just going to get the same results. You're not going to reach your goals. So it's so important once you're starting the planning process. And this is something new that I'm going to be bringing into the 2023 planning workshop. I'm going to talk even more about mindset, way more than I've ever talked about before when it comes to annual planning, because that is how you will make it 2023 the year you will reach your goals if you start building in these mindset practices that I'm going to teach you. So make sure you are on the 2023 planning workshop waitlist. Like I said, it's going to be bigger and better than ever. You can add your name at classycareergirl.com/planning waitlist. We want to help you eliminate that overwhelm, stop wasting time trying to do all of the things, figure out next step off your to-do list, and instead create a simple, powerful one-page annual plan so you can actually achieve your goals, and also partner that with the right mindset. Because like I said, you can create that annual plan. Maybe you already created that with me last year and you didn't actually reach your goals. It's because the mindset piece was missing. And that's what we're going to be covering this year. That's why you definitely want to make sure you join us for the 2023 planning workshop. It's going to be the end of September. And I am super excited to see you there and go through this process with you to help you create your annual plan. So thank you so much for joining me here today. And I will see you on our next episode. Bye, everyone.